Money does not make a man a provider. Men need to be providing more than money. We start our day with gratitude around here. The best part of waking up is gratitude in your cup. A man needs to make you feel safe. Emotional support can be protection. Women need to always be having their own money. Taking a little sip of coffee here real quick.
Don't be texting, don't
Little
be
ASMR. This is our second time filming this intro. We forgot to turn the back light on. So we're here. Hi. Hey. Hello. What's up? I'm Law. And thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Ladies Always Win podcast, where we talk about all things love, life, dating, and relationships, especially the relationship with yourself, because that is the one that matters the most. I'm going to try to make that my little podcast tagline. I really am. Like, you know, like the YouTubers have their little like swindle intro spell. I don't know what they really call it, but it's like if why did I turn like that? But it's like if you watch a YouTuber like consistently, you can say their little intro, like you really could. So I feel like that's going to be my kind of tagline, because that's kind of my intention for this platform. Speaking of which, I don't know if we're allowed to do this, but I have some Palo Santos here. Let me know how you guys say it. I say Palo Santos, and basically, if you don't know what this is, it's essentially like, it's like holy wood, but when you burn it, it like cleanses energies, and I really do be burning this shit all the time. And especially when like I'm about to like talk about stuff or like have a discussion, like it's good to just like cleanse the energies and to set the intentions. And so the reason that I'm doing this is because so in a lot of these episodes of the podcast, something I wanted to do for season 2 was have affirmations for every single episode. Some of these I looked up, some of these I came up with myself that have to do with whatever the topic is. And today we're talking about why money does not make a man a provider. And I wanted to have some affirmations about being provided for. This is what I don't like about Palo Santos, is it don't be burning long. She a quick burner. She gon' let it burn, let it burn. Yeah, some of these affirmations I made up. Some of them I looked up, and they're basically about being provided for. So I love to read affirmations while I have this going. So we're going to have the vibes here in the podcast. I'm reading them from my notebook because I'm old school. I need pens and paper. I need to be reading stuff. Okay. I am provided for. I am grateful for the opportunities and abundance that flows into my life effortlessly. I trust that the universe always provides more for me than I need. I actually read that wrong, but that one ate. We're going to keep it. It actually read, I trust that the universe always provides for me in the best way possible. By the way, if you want any of these, I'm going to have them listed in like the description of the show notes so you guys can copy these, add these to your like journaling, because some of these I was like, I'm going to be adding these to my affirmations repertoire. I am always provided for with more than what I need. I have all the things right now that I need to provide myself with the life that I want. I don't chase or beg for opportunities. They are provided for me because I am always where I need to be at the exact right time. We're just gonna give that a little silent clap right there, because that's a moment. She's a moment. Palo Santos off camera. But yeah, guys, I really want to have affirmations on these episodes so that we're just like spreading positivity. And that's something, again, that I really do. I'm trying to see how can I make this podcast the most authentic version of myself, where this is literally just like my personality in a different outlet. So affirmations, again, this is something that I do in my real life. It is my goal to have a YouTube channel, kind of like just like a vlog lifestyle channel. Day in the life of a pop star vlogs, guys. Coming soon. How have I been sick for like 4 months? How, God? Anyway, sorry, we're grateful. I've literally, you know when like you have a cough for like 75 years and then all of a sudden like you don't, and you're like, oh, this is what it's like to not be sick. Yeah, that's happening to me right now. Anyway, it is my goal to have a kind of like lifestyle vlog YouTube, essentially to show you guys like how I live out the things that I talk about on the podcast. Essentially, it's like this would be like the written thing in the notes, and then you'd go on my YouTube channel and actually see me living it out. So for these affirmations, if you were to be like, let's say, watching the YouTube video, you would see me writing these affirmations in the morning when I wake up and I'm journaling, okay, I wake up in the morning, sometimes I wash my face, I make my coffee, I come back to my cozy little reading spot. I've made it quite the vibe, and I get my journal out with my fireplace on. In my journal, there's like prompts, like how do you feel this morning? How do you feel mentally, physically? What are you grateful for? Obviously. We start out the ooh. I have like no voice. The edit's gonna be crazy. Our new wave's gonna make some crazy ass edit. I'm gonna forget that happened. We start our day with gratitude around here. The best part of waking up is gratitude in your cup. I tried. It didn't work out, but no, yeah. So in the journal, there's a place to write what you're grateful for, all of that. But there's a blank page. And for me, I write down all of like my life goals in present tense. So one of those is that I have 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify. Manifest with me, girl. Send me the energy. Send me the good vibes. And I'll write things like that for different areas of my life. And then after that, I literally will write my affirmations. And that's what I use that blank page for. So again, that is why I want to put affirmations in these episodes, because they are truly a part of my life. And I want to be sharing the things I'm actually doing on the platform. Now, again, I have old school notes, okay? Pens and paper. For me, when I'm really trying to get an idea or a thought out, I just need to actually write it down. For some reason, like typing for me, it just don't be doing it. Typing just don't be doing the job. I need to actually write it down to really feel like this idea is out of my head and on to paper. And today I wrote down, money does not make a man a provider. I'm going to say it again for the girls in the back. Money does not make a man a provider. Men need to be providing more than money. Okay, do we understand this? Now, everyone's probably sitting here confused because there's a lot of these videos on the internet, which is kind of why and what inspired me to talk about this topic is I just kept seeing all these videos of people, and for the this, and for the that, and for the Pilates, and for the iced coffee, he needs to be providing. And I'm just like, okay, and what else? Because if it's money, oh God, gone are the days of women needing men for money. Like, and if you want to go get a man for money, right? If you want to be with somebody who 100% provides for you, dude, you can do that. But the days of women needing that, you can literally make a Shopify store and make money in your sleep. We don't need men for money. We don't. For pieces of paper with pictures of dead presidents on them, really? Men come with a lot, as we know. I'm not here to bash men. I'm not here to bash men. I know that ladies always win, but I'm not against men. I'm against shitty men. But yeah, that is kind of how I got here and what inspired me to make this episode. Starting off with the definition, I would say, of provider, right? And I had it on my phone. I don't really know where it is. My phone's over there. I'm not getting it. But I remember it was saying something along the lines of someone that provides something, right? And in this context, and in the context of culture, and in the context of these videos on TikTok, is that something is money, right? If this man is providing you with money, he's a provider. But the problem is a man needs to be providing way more than just money, because there's a lot of women that are in relationships with men who do there's a lot of women who are in relationships with men who do financially provide for them, okay? But every single night when they go to bed, their husband turns their back on them and they cry themselves to sleep every night. Where's the emotional support, right? There's other things that a man needs to provide aside from money. And I just there's so many guys out there who don't make a lot of money, okay? But I would consider them to be a provider because they provide so much emotional support, so much just stability, safety, all kinds of other super valuable things. So I actually have 3 things that I think that men need to provide aside from money. Money's kind of in there, but again, I think that if we're just talking about the characteristics of a man being a provider, there are some stipulations, and I feel like everyone only wants to focus on money and not the rest of it. I had a note that went down here. Hold up. See, because I'm ADHD, I had a little note here that went down here. And now I'm trying to be like, but did I say that though? Yeah, we said that. So there are three things that I personally think that a man needs to provide, and those things are protection, peace, and partnership. Now, we're going to go down with those. Am I super happy that they all start with the letter P? Yeah. Yeah, I am. Because I like alliteration. I write songs. It is what it is. But so the first one, right? Men need to provide protection. What do I mean by that? Safety. A man needs to make you feel safe. I feel like that is super duper important, especially for a woman to be in her feminine energy. She has to feel safe and protected, okay? There is this crazy thing how everyone gets so mad, right, at black women who are super duper stereotyped to be very like aggressive and just rah in your face, which that definitely is true. But it's like the reasons why is because in a lot of black households, the black woman has to step up in so many ways. You have little black girls that grow up so fast. And it's just like, they're never going to be able to be in that feminine energy unless they're with a man that makes them feel safe. Because until they feel safe, they're always going to feel like, all right, I got to be the one to protect the house and protect the family and to do this, do that. Because again, in these family dynamics, you're going to find that a lot. So finding a man that provides you with protection, right, aka safety, super duper important. Now, how do you figure this out? How do you find that? It's kind of it's a vibe, it's a feeling. Some people prefer that their partner is physically fit, and kind of got them hands in case, they are genuinely ever like in danger. Some people, it's more of just like emotional support can be protection. Tuh, I said a lot right there. Emotional support could be protection, right? Emotional support can help somebody feel safe. I don't know who needed to hear that, but I'm going to get off it. The second thing that a man needs to provide, I have peace, but also peace of mind. I know, right? I know. The idea of a man providing peace is kind of outrageous, but hear me out. By peace, I mean security. Okay. Now, this is kind of where the money aspect and conversation can come in, but a man can make a woman feel secure in so many other ways aside from money. Like what? I don't know. Consistency. A woman will feel so secure with a man who is consistent. I actually recently have been hearing my friends complain, okay, about how if they're texting a guy or they're texting their boyfriend and they're not consistent in the way that they speak to them, like their language and especially time. If any guys are listening to this, bro, girls pay so much attention to the patterns of how frequently you text them. And if you are within 5 minutes early or late, I or the group chat is going to hear about it. It's a thing. It's truly a thing. So there's so many other ways that men can help women feel this sense of peace, this sense of security, and consistency is one of them. Again, money is also another thing, but money is really also tied down to consistency, because money can provide you with something that is safe and consistent and you know it's going to be there. You don't have to worry about it. You're not worried about maybe you'll have food this month and money provides like a peace of mind. So that's kind of where that element comes in. Again, it's not that it's not important. I feel like it is a part of a man providing, but is it the whole thing? No, I would say out of these three things, it's like a half a one. And the last thing that I think that a man needs to be providing is partnership, okay? Which this is kind of like, what are you bringing to the table? Now, this conversation kind of depends on your beliefs as far as should you be in a 50-50 relationship? Should you be in a relationship with a man who's fully financially providing? But yeah, I think I had an episode about like 50-50 versus like should a man be paying for everything? Even if a man is paying for everything, I am always going to stand 10 toes down on women need to always be having their own money. Period, point blank. If your man pays all your bills, that's great. That's amazing for you. Make a YouTube channel, teach us all how to do it. What's the magic? What's the spell? What do we got to do, right? But even if my man is paying for everything and I have no financial responsibility, there's still a drive in me. There's still just this like hustle in me to go get and do something that I'm always going to want to be having my own stream of income just so that I don't got to ask you for nothing. Like, that's never going to be a conversation of, can I? Like, what do you mean, can I? This is my money that I make and I'm going to buy whatever I want with it. Yeah. That's just for me personally. And I feel like all women should always have their own source of income because again, even if this man is the love of your life today and yada, 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 and he's paying for everything, he could literally turn into a psycho tomorrow and be like, yeah, no, I'm not paying for this. And then what are you going to do? But if you had some money coming in the whole time and you had some money saved up, you would be fine. Like, I feel like that is really what having and creating your own stream of money, it's just freedom, and just so that you're always protected and provided for yourself. I think that so many women want a man that provides, but it's like, you're not providing for you. Talk about it. Why do we want a man to provide for us when we're not providing for ourselves? That's what I don't like. That's when it's like, okay, like now, like you're asking for like handouts, and like it's this really entitled energy that I feel like a lot of people like to slap feminism on. And it's just this like really entitled, I deserve everything for no reason. And it's like, well, no, if you're asking for a man to be a provider, are you providing for yourself? Do you live a self-sustained lifestyle? And now you're asking for someone to match you, right? You're not asking for anything that you don't already do for you. So now it's not coming from a place of entitlement. It's coming from a place of, again, partnership. Love how that all came like, boom, full circle. So yes, to review, the 3 things that I think a man needs to provide in order to be considered a provider is protection, so safety, peace of mind, and partnership. Those 3 things: protection, peace of mind, and partnership. This should be somebody that makes you feel safe. This should be somebody that is bringing something to the table, that is meeting you halfway, and somebody that's also you feel super safe around. It blows my mind the amount of women that just stay in relationships with men that they do not feel safe or comfortable with. And that is a feeling that I just don't wish upon anybody. That's just like, you don't have to do that. And I know that for the people that are in those situations, like clearly you feel like you do, or else why would you be doing it? But for anybody that kind of like needs that like reminder, I don't know who's listening to this, but just something's leading me to say that you are in control of your situation and you can get up and change it at any moment. So yeah, that's just that. But that is everything I have on men need to provide more than money. Okay, they need to be providing protection, peace of mind, and partnership. Okay, a lot more than just money. So in this episode, perhaps maybe you were with a man who was financially providing for you, just financially, but they weren't giving you any kind of emotional support or any kind of, honestly, anything else. And you're kind of realizing, man, I thought that I was with a provider, but now I'm realizing you're only providing me with like 10%, maybe like a third, right? Or maybe you're with a guy, or you're under this pretense that culture is kind of fed to you that if a man is not buying you Birkins and Louis, that he's not a provider. So perhaps you're sitting here and now you're thinking, man, my boyfriend or this guy, that I've been complaining about doesn't really buy me the world, but he's there for me. And every time I want to call him, he's going to pick up the phone, and he's super consistent in text messages. So yeah, that man's probably providing for you a lot more than the guy who's going to buy you something. So that's what I have for you guys today. Men should provide more than money, and we all as women should be able to provide for ourselves. So next Wednesday, we will be back with another episode. I don't know if I'm going to have another prime flavor. We have our hotline. If you want to ask a specific question, it could be about anything: dating, life, career, relationships, music, manifesting, literally any of the things. You guys can look at the information in the description box or in the show notes and check that out. So I will see you guys next Wednesday. Mwah.